Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits and all of that stuff. I didn't expect to come on here, but I wanted to hop on here and give you guys some updates. There's been something very interesting and very odd, and I got a lot of questions. This is very odd. I don't know what the heck is going on here. But nonetheless, this is very odd. So I wanted to share this with you guys, watch this, and talk about this with you guys as a family. As you guys already know, we're keeping close watch on this case. Close watch on Sebastian Rogers' case. We want, of course, to get him home and all that. But something very weird is going on. And we're going to take a look at this as a family here in just a minute. So please do me a favor, because it's short. It is short, okay? But it's weird, and I'm like, nah, I need to talk about this with the fam. We need to figure this ish out. So do me a favor, okay? And I'm not sitting here saying I'm going to, but I may open up the phone lines just for a hot minute to hear your thoughts on things. But do not call, okay? Do not call me right now. Phone lines are not open. I said I may not. Depends, okay? But I know a lot of you guys really, really care and are very concerned about this case, as am I. So hopefully we can get, maybe this is a huge piece of information. What does this information mean? We're about to find out. So do me a favor, as you guys start to file in, okay? Hit that like button down below, okay? Please and thank you. I see a bunch of y'all watching on multiple platforms right now. So please do me a favor. Hit that follow button if you're watching on X. Hit that like button as well. Don't forget to hit that reaction button if you're watching on Facebook. All right. Hit that like button down below on YouTube. Please send it past 300 likes as you guys start to file in, because number one, this helps get the story, gets this conversation out to everybody and they mama. Okay. Please and thank you. We need to find this young man. All right. Let's find Sebastian. Do me a favor as well. If you haven't done it yet, hit that follow button on X. Hit that follow button on Facebook. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Please and thank you, okay? That would really mean the world to me. Of course, if you want to support the channel even more, or, support the show even more, go and hit that join button down below on my YouTube channel, all right? Or go to my Patreon, join my Patreon. Patreon.com/The Pascal Show. It's in the ticker going that way right now as we speak. Go show some love if you can. Support. Thank you. Please go check out PascalMerch.com. Okay, I got a lot of really great stuff over there. And then some. I'm sure you'll find something to enjoy over there. Okay? All right, guys. Let's get into some things. We got some conversations to have. Many conversations to go before we sleep tonight. And there may be some new updates, but I don't know. I don't know if this is even anything. Is this something? Is it not? We're about to find out. But still, no matter what. Whoops. Wait, hold on. Man, I'm losing my mind. It's been a long, long day. Okay. But the Wanda Life. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. And just like Wanda, please hit that join button down below. Become a member. Support this show. Please and thank you. Okay. I'm burning the candle at both ends of all four ends right now. Okay. So please show some love if you can. That'll be greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay. Thank you so very much. And welcome to the family, the Wanda Life. Okay. Now we got some things to talk about. Okay. There has been a new piece of footage. I don't even know what to call this, but we're going to talk about this. But there's new footage, security cam footage that allegedly Nick Barris, okay, news reporter from NC5, if I'm correct. I don't want to not give credit where credit is due, okay? But there's allegedly footage. Okay, this is just a still. Don't worry, we're going to watch the video in just a minute, okay? But there is footage allegedly showing the backyard of Sebastian Rogers' home, or of the Proudfoot's home. Now, if you guys remember, okay, this young boy has been missing for well over 14 days, well over 2 weeks now. He said goodnight to his mom on a Sunday night, allegedly stayed up a little bit longer than he usually does. He stays up a little bit past his bedtime. He kisses her goodnight, says goodnight to the puppies, goes to sleep. Following Monday morning, Mama walks into the bedroom and he's gone. He just vanishes out of thin air. And I know a lot of us are wondering, what the heck happened here? Why did this happen, right? And where did he go? Remember, he was last seen wearing dark clothes, for lack of a better term, okay? And barefoot. And for him, especially someone on the spectrum, it seems a bit odd that he, who has a tendency of not liking to be dirty, not liking to get dirty, it seems a bit odd that he'd be running around out here barefoot out here, guys. It seems very, very weird, okay? So real quick, let me get these really quick. Jenny Price, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for the 10. Fuza, well, appreciate you gifting 10 memberships to the family. Welcome to the family. All 10 new members. Thank you so very much. Wow. I really do appreciate the support. I really do appreciate the love. Now, as you guys already know, the reason why I'm so hell-bent and focused on the fact that he was barefoot, he left without shoes on, is because we did have Seth Rogers, his biological father, on the show. He called into the show just the other day. I know a lot of you guys may have found my show solely because of this interview, or not even the interview, just a impromptu phone call that I had with his father. But one of the things that he did say, and Seth did say a lot of things in that conversation, but one of the things that he did say is that, yeah, he learned real quick that he didn't like being barefoot, because there was one time he was barefoot and he stepped into basically a place where there was a bunch of fire ants. And because of that moment, he didn't like walking around barefoot anymore, especially outside. Now, if you haven't seen that interview, by all means, go and check that out. I'm sure it'll answer a lot of the burning questions that we all have had for a while, but it still didn't answer everything. And that's not any disrespect to Seth, okay? But he only knew as much as he knew, okay? And of course, we still are trying to understand, why did he run off without shoes on, okay? But now, as you already know, allegedly there's new footage. And again, Nick Barris, hopefully I'm saying his last name correctly, okay? Shout out to the man. He's been very, very focused on this case, and I do appreciate him being so focused. He gave us some new footage. But while on top of that, he had a post, which we're going to take a look at here really, really quick. All right, before we look at the video, because I feel like this is a lot. You know, this explains a lot of things, in my personal opinion. Okay? And I'll ask you guys too. Does this post and does this footage answer any of the burning questions that you have lingering inside of you within this case? I leave that question to you, fam. So continue the conversation in the family chat. I appreciate it. Let's get into this article, or not this article, but to this post. Okay. And this was accompanied with the actual footage that we're going to see in just a minute. So it says exclusive home security video from the night Sebastian Rogers disappeared. A key part of the search for Sebastian is reviewing home security video from the Hendersonville, Tennessee neighborhood. Police are looking for any sign of activity. I've obtained exclusive video that I've confirmed is now part of the investigative file. And it appears to show two people near Sebastian's home the night the 15-year-old disappeared more than 2 weeks ago. The video is from early Monday morning. Remember, he disappeared between midnight and 6 something in the morning, okay? So this was early Monday morning, February 26. There is no timestamp on the copy I obtained, but I'm told the video is from around 3:30 a.m. and the video is authentic. Unfortunately, there is not much to see in the pitch black. Yes, that's the part that's very frustrating. Other than 2 specks of light moving in the area near Sebastian Rogers' Hendersonville home. It's believed Sebastian left home. Let me blow this up a little bit more. Barefoot with a flashlight, likely between midnight and 6 a.m. This is all information that we already know, right? But it's important to know all these pieces of information, okay? So they believe they say he was barefoot because all his shoes were there. He don't like being outside without his shoes on. He doesn't like getting dirty. Okay, he learned from his mistake a long time ago, and he's like, nah, I'm not a fool. I ain't gonna be out here barefoot no more. But apparently he left, somehow snuck out of the house. He was barefoot and he had a flashlight. This is what the parents said as well. Okay, between midnight and 6 a.m. The video is significant because it shows activity around Sebastian's home the night he vanished. This very brief video clip appears to show 2 individuals with lights walking in what may be a common area behind homes. I've highlighted the 2 light sources in the middle of circles. One light suddenly goes out or is obscured. The other stays put, waiting. There is more. You cannot see any bodies, but just the small lights, which, by the way, are moving. Which, by the way, they are moving, appear to be carried by individuals. For point of reference, the security camera was pointing towards the back of Sebastian's home in a common area. The other lighting you see is from nearby home flood lights, but it is very dark. There are no street lights in the neighborhood, which is weird that there are no street lights in the neighborhood. That's so odd to me, okay? I'm still in the process of reviewing the entire video, which shows much more. And in bold, he says, I will have a full video in an exclusive story on Thursday on News Channel 5. Important note, sources tell me this video could mean absolutely nothing, which I want to emphasize even more. This could be something, but then again, it could be absolutely nothing. But we're going to circle back to that sentence here in just a minute. Okay? It could just be someone out for a late walk. You certainly can't identify anyone in the video, but again, this may be the only video found so far showing any type of activity in the neighborhood the night Sebastian disappeared. I'm told at this time, there's not much for investigators to take away from the video, but it is now part of Sebastian's missing person file. It could become more significant depending on where the investigation leads. This is just another piece of the puzzle. The search for Sebastian continues, but authorities continue to investigate the possibility of foul play. All right. And of course, if you know anything or if you have any questions or, not questions, but if you have any information that could actually help with this investigation, please call 1-800-TBI-FIND. That's 1-800-TBI-FAFIND. Okay. And of course, he says more to come. Now, the thing is, I do want to come back up to this really quick. This sentence right here. Important to note, sources tell me this video could mean absolutely nothing. Now, I want to point something out, okay? Parents said that he left with a flashlight, right? Barefoot with a flashlight. Don't worry, we're going to take a look at this video in just a minute. And I'm going to have it in repeat on replay, okay, in a loop in a second as well. But what's weird about this, though, is that, sure, this could be absolutely nothing. But how often do you see people outside walking around with flashlights? Unless that's common in that town, in that neighborhood. It just seems a bit odd that there's two flashlights moving around in the backyard or, in an area that's by the backyard of Sebastian's home. That seems a little bit weird, don't you think? It's weird. Okay. Now, of course, I've already put in my 2 cents on how I feel about those interviews from the parents, from the biological mom and the stepdad. Okay. I have been very vocal about that. I still feel some type of way. I'm still side-eyeing to a certain extent, but at the same time, we still have to look at this situation like innocent till proven guilty. Okay. This could very well be something. Then again, it could be nothing at all. Then the other thing, of course, too, we have to remember, okay, is that from what we understand and from what we've heard as far as timelines from both the Proudfoots, okay, both the biological mom and the stepfather. The biological mom was home. Stepfather was away. Okay, he was in Memphis. Apparently, he was in Memphis for the week for that entire time. Okay, this is what we learned from Seth as well. Okay, so the question still remains, if this is something, could it very well be Sebastian holding a flashlight, walking in the backyard area of his home? Could it be the biological mom? I hate to say that, but shoot, everybody's a suspect until they're not, right? Until they have an alibi. Because honestly, physically, allegedly, stepdad could not be there and be in Memphis at the same time. He could not be Clark Kent and Superman in the same place at the same time. That's impossible. Okay? So if the timeline is really real, who could be in the backyard? Right? So let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that backyard footage. Okay? Very interesting stuff. Hold on, guys. And this footage is not the greatest. It's very grainy. It's just black footage. It's 10 seconds long, for crying out loud. All right. About 12 seconds long. My bad. But let's take a look. So there's subject 1 right here. Subject 2 right here. It's very, very short. Apparently, he says he's got a longer version of this video. And I keep wondering, why is it happening? This is quick, y'all. Okay? And I got it on repeat, just so you know. I got it in a loop. But like I said, this is just very, very odd. Okay? Very, very, very odd. Sorry, guys. Just checking something real quick. So yeah, as you see here, This could be anything, right? Now, this could be something. This could be something. Then again, it could be nothing. But like I said, what's up with this? And then, I keep wondering, like, what else could be back there? And again, I keep asking, is this normal? Is this standard? Right? Is this standard? I mean, I feel like I've played it a bunch. I'm going to keep it playing as we continue discussing here. But like I said, what is this? What could this possibly mean? What's going on here, guys? But again, like I said, and just like the reporter said, this could be something or it could be absolutely nothing. But one main thing I'm curious about is if this is a town in which people are going in there and they're looking through stuff and all that, right? They're using this is a part of town or a neighborhood that honestly typically uses flashlights on the regular. I'm curious about that. Clue just said there's nothing but trees behind the house. I drove by last weekend. I will go again tomorrow and film again. Yeah, if you can, send it my way. I'd love to see that stuff as well. You see what I'm saying? That would be amazing. We would really, really appreciate that. But again, as you see this, what does this mean? Again, it could be something or it could be nothing at all. It's frustrating because it's like, shoot, it could be fireflies for crying out loud. You know what I mean? This could be anything, baby. This could be anything. And then, of course, he says he's going to have a longer version of it tomorrow on News Channel 5. And I hope it's going to be more like, I'm hoping it's going to have some sort of activity other than just like, I also feel like we're watching UFO footage. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we're watching some questionable footage. You see what I'm saying? So, okay. Very interesting footage, right? Now, I am kind of curious if Seth knows about any of this as well. If he knows about this footage, because, this reporter has it. So I'm wondering if he's received that information as well about this footage in the backyard. Someone else said, Alicia said their yard is fenced. Sure, but that doesn't mean that he didn't go behind. You see what I'm saying? Go outside of the fenced area to look at whatever he was looking at. Maybe he was supposed to rendezvous with somebody. I don't know. Like I said, the possibilities are absolutely endless here, guys. The possibilities are endless here. And I could see that, like, it's frustrating to me, because we don't have a clear picture. Literally, we don't have a clear picture about what's going on here. Let's keep it a buck, okay? Sunny D, thank you so much. You want some OJs, some purples and stuff, some Sunny D? Yeah, Sunny D, thank you so much for the 10. I appreciate it. Great work, Pascal Show. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Sweet Caroline, thank you so much for the 20. Oh, highest in the room. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for all you do. Your humor makes my day. Let's get those numbers up. Yes, please hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. That would really, really mean a lot. Fuza, thank you so much for being a member for the past 16 months. Proud to be a member, Pascal. Thank you for covering Sebastian's story. It has a special place in my heart. It can be terrifying to have an autistic child. Yes, I mean, I can only imagine, right? But I feel like nowadays with the world that we live in, it is terrifying to just have a child, period. Okay. A lot of people lurking out here. Charlie Miller, thank you so much for the 2. Why are the bio parents saying different things? Well, one, I will say this. Mama had him before he disappeared. I know that bio dad lives in another town. Okay. He lives in another place. He doesn't live in Hendersonville, nowhere near Hendersonville. They live apart. They are not together. They are just co-parenting. So yeah, there's a possibility of his narrative is going to, Seth's narrative is going to be different than the biological mother. And he only knows what he knows, right? So, I guess we can chalk it up on that a little bit. EGR, thank you so much for the 10. Thank you for helping Sebastian also to your anniversary for Naomi. Irion yesterday. Oh, wow. It was yesterday, wasn't it? Man. Yeah, that's heartbreaking. And thank you for the reminder. I really do appreciate that. Mystery Mom, thank you so much for the 5. I really do appreciate it. So you know what I'm going to do, because I know a lot of you guys have thoughts and whatnot. Hold on. Because I know I'm sure a lot of you guys are thinking a multitude of different things. And this, like I said, is like looking at UFO footage. It's not clean. It's grainy. It's glitchy. It's, in my personal opinion, it's trash footage. But it shows that there was activity. Remember that the parents, or the biological mom and stepdad, were saying that that he wasn't caught on film. And remember, all of us, even myself, I was like, how are you not getting caught on film if you got all this footage out here, or all this surveillance cameras and stuff, Ring cameras, whatnot? You're telling me you didn't find anything with him walking around? I thought that they would at least have some street lights or something. This is just pitch black. What the hell is this? You see what I'm saying? How does anyone operate walking around in that town when the sun goes down? That's insane. Okay, that's insane to me. All right, but I'm going to open up the phone lines. Okay, I'm going to open up the phone lines. I want to hear your thoughts on all this. Don't worry, I'm going to pull this back up here in a second. Okay, keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it classy. If you're a jerk, I hang up. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. Okay. But yeah, I have so many questions. Hey, you on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Right on, Cluminati. Thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it. What's on your mind? Speak on it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on one second. I am so sorry, guys. Let me fix that. I'm sorry, guys. They can't hear you. We're gonna have to have that whole conversation all over again. Hold on one second. Let me just fix this real quick. Sorry about that. I apologize. These things do happen. Oh shoot. There we go. Okay. We got Cluminati on the phone. And so what, say that again. I'm so sorry. We're gonna start all over again. We're gonna do take 2. All right, ready and action. What were you saying now?
We drove by and there was another like crime watcher there videoing in his Jeep in front of us. So we didn't want to look like crazy. So we just made the rounds. I filmed out the window and we just went back and looked at the footage again. And I stand corrected. That fence is still there.
Okay. But, so when it comes to the fence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this like a tall wooden fence? Is it one of those chain link kind of fences?
No, that's why we thought at first it was gone. What it is, if if you know, like the pool fences where they're like black metal and they're real skinny, like poles.
Yeah.
That's what's behind the house.
Gotcha. So, okay. So camera, security camera, or if somebody was on there, like using a flashlight in the backyard, in his backyard, the camera would be it would still be able to capture that if he was standing in the backyard. Yeah. Okay.
100%. That fence it's not even like eye level with a person.
No, it's about 30 foot tall.
Right on.
And there were 2 cars in the driveway. There was a blue pickup truck, and then there was like a white work van. And my fiance says he almost thinks that maybe if the mom still works for that security company, it's probably that van she drives.
Okay.
And I can tell you, Ring cameras, there are 2 houses across the street for sure that have Ring cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is kind of way high up on a hill, and the other one is across the street, a little more elevated, but it's literally right across the street.
Interesting. Okay. And it had Ring camera. Like it had a Ring camera.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
yes.
So where do you think we're getting this footage from then?
So I will say I read something today, and someone said that their house or the house across the street has floodlights on it, and those floodlights shine almost like directly at Sebastian's house, and they can see the side of his house. So the people that have the floodlights said they know for a fact he didn't come out the side of the house, because obviously that's where their camera can see.
Right.
I'm assuming this view is looking in the back, looking from the house behind them, the house that's on Kellen.
Yeah.
Looking back at their backyard, right? Like Nick Barris said.
Yeah.
This is the backyard, and I think I can kind of visualize that. So
that's what's up.
And we'll go back out there tomorrow and film again. And the space between the houses, it's probably like, if you're not counting each house's property, there might be like a 3-foot maybe walkway or something.
Yeah.
So that definitely could be somebody walking between the 2 houses.
Okay, so just so I know, and of course for everybody who's watching right now as well, the subject 1 and subject 2 lights that we're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know this is like, it's like messing with magic eye. You know what I mean? Don't you see the elephant? And he's like, I don't see nothing, man. I just see a whole bunch of colors. This is just like, poop footage. But subject 1 and subject 2, can you gauge possibly like where they're standing or where they're at? Because you say between 2 houses, right? And all I see is this big white blob over on the top left-hand corner area.
Yeah.
Right?
And Nick Barris said that's floodlights, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So my assumption is it's hard to gauge, right?
I know.
In someone's backyard, but looking towards that house that has those floodlights.
My best guess, because one of the problems I have with it is it seems like the camera's moving, right? It almost seems like the camera's moving, or
it does.
It's windy. Maybe there's a tree that's blowing around, altering that light that we're looking at.
Right.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think there's a tree in their backyard, so I'm thinking the bright lights may be from the back porch.
Ah.
And the subject 1 would be to the right. If you're standing at the back of the house looking at it, it would be to the right, and subject 2's coming from the house.
Interesting.
But I don't know either. I'm just guessing, right?
It's all good. This is what we're all doing. You know what I mean? I feel like a guy looking at a like seeing their baby for the first time, and they just can't figure out like where the baby is. They just see stuff. It just looks kind of like. You know what I'm saying? It's all Greek to me right now. It is all Greek. But the other thing I was thinking too is that subject 2 could be headlights to a car, maybe from a distance.
I don't really get headlights. Just thinking about where the places this camera could be, right? I don't see any way for that to be headlights, because it would have to be quite a ways away from the camera to be that dim. And there's really not a place around there that would be applicable to the situation where that would make sense.
Okay. So then let me ask you this then really quick. Because they don't have any street lights in that neighborhood.
I didn't see any.
No, I don't recall seeing any.
And I will say this, if nothing comes out tomorrow in terms of like they've found him or they've like arrested someone, I have a night vision cell phone. It records in night vision. And so we've planned to go out there and record on both the night vision and the iPhone and see like where all these lights are out there.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Good on you, Clue. I appreciate that. Or we appreciate that. And if you can share it with me, by all means, send it my way, because I know we are all kind of curious as to what the hell is going on. So then, okay. So there's no street lights. How rural is this area then? I mean,
yeah. So his neighborhood is the only neighborhood for
in the immediate area.
Yeah.
It's the only subdivision in that immediate area. They're developing one just to the east, and when you go to the west a little, there's a couple more, but it's kind of isolated to some degree.
It's the country.
You said
it's dark.
You said it's the country. Okay. Because wow. Okay. Wow.
And I will say this, I don't know if you know this, but directly right across the road, right across that highway there, what I found particularly interesting is there is a SA who just moved there and updated his address.
Come on.
In 23, January? December of 23.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Have they? Well, I mean, obviously you're not 5-0, but do we know anything about any movement on that then? Because if there is a registered monster lurking in the area, I mean, I feel like that's a tree our guard dogs should be barking up, right?
Right. And I will say it is against children. And I find it really odd that he just changed his address. Like he literally, I don't know if that's like he had to re-register or from what I know, they have to do it when they move. So did he just move there?
Right.
I don't know. But his house is literally surrounded by nothing but woods.
That's weird. And how convenient, right?
Right.
You know, for somebody I feel like that should be part of the rules. Like you shouldn't be able to live in a creepy areas. You need to live right out in the open so everyone knows exactly who the F you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's so true. That's so true. And if you think about it, what makes it worse
ridiculous
is if you drive by or drive to his house,
right? You
pass a high school and the next road you come to is the road you turn on to get to his house.
Oh, that's fabulous.
That's how close this guy is to a high school.
What the? I'm hoping. I mean, obviously, we don't know everything. You know what I mean? We don't know if they're looking and all that, but you know, the 5-0 is looking at this individual and all that. But that's very solid information to know, because let's be real. If he lives right down the street from Sebastian, man, okay. I know I've been asking you a lot of questions, Clue, but and Clue's fiance, what up, Doe? But I have questions here. What's up, man? So I got questions. All right. Do we know? And this is, of course, something I never found out either. Do we know what floor his window to his room was? Was it on ground floor? Yeah.
We had this conversation with someone the other night or the other day, and I heard the dad say that the person's ring cam caught his light going off. I will say I've looked at the house on like Zillow, and the only room on the second floor seems to be like a bonus room. all the bedrooms seem to be on the first floor.
Now, would it
and
be?
You know how
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The mom made the statement that she thought like he had gotten breakfast or something. To go to like a child's room and not the master bedroom, you pass the darn kitchen.
Interesting. See, now I'm hearing so Tigress in the comments is saying bedroom's first floor. So if he could have climbed out. If that's true. Again, if that's true, he could have climbed out, right?
And in all good faith and hope in the situation, right? If you look at this video and you see the two flashlights,
right.
The subject one could be somebody that had tapped on his window and was like, "Hey, come on," and the subject two light is him coming out and coming to meet him, right? I mean, hopefully that's a situation and it's a kid thing and they're out hanging out somewhere, right? But
right,
I don't. It's a scary situation.
I mean, it's a long adventure to be on. This is a long adventure. If that was the case, for him to be on for 2 weeks.
But my hopes are that that's the situation, right? Is that it's some innocent thing.
So I have a question too.
Yeah.
We've looked at a lot of footage, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Look at that floodlight. Do you see something like moving in it? Would that possibly be, but see, if we're looking at the back of his house, I don't know of a tree that's right there that would block that light out like that. It almost looks like something moving.
Yeah, I mean, the whole problem I have with this camera is the fact that it looks like the camera's moving, and I can't reconcile that in my mind as to why that image is moving in and of itself.
You're talking about the big blob in the off in the left-hand corner?
Well, the entire frame is shifting up and down.
Yeah,
right?
it is weird.
Security camera that's mounted shouldn't do that. You would hope, right? And I mean, I'd have to go back and look if it was windy that night or anything. It may have been, and maybe it's not mounted properly. But it is a little weird that it's shifting all over the place, kind of.
No doubt, no doubt. You know what? That's a very good question. I mean, unless it's on something flimsy, the camera's on something flimsy. Unless it's on something that's easily, or it's a really gusty night. Because actually, if you look over to the far, man, this is crazy. Like I'm an expert in pitch black video. But if you look all the way over to, let me blow this up, and maybe you guys are watching the show. You can still see the show, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you look all the way over where subject one is, okay, and I got my mouse here. All this right here, okay, it almost seems like maybe those could be trees billowing in the wind type of thing as well. Right here, like right here in this top right-hand corner, if you get what I'm saying.
So
I don't know.
What you're saying.
It's hard to gauge.
I think what we're seeing when you get the most light in that top right-hand corner, we may be looking at the garage on the house just past Sebastian's, because there is a garage there that faces Sebastian's house. And that's the only thing I can think of with what we're looking at. I can't explain why everything's shifting, right? I can't understand that one myself.
It's weird, man.
We're going to go out there tomorrow. We're going to go out there with the night vision camera, and we're also going to go by the construction site where his scent dropped off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Please, because I want to know. Okay, because it was such an impromptu interview, right? Or conversation with Seth, and obviously, I wish I had a little bit more time with him. And I wish I thought about this when I was talking with him. But one thing I was curious about, because he said went over to the construction site and then it just went dead, right? So I'm curious as to, what does the construction site look like? Like the actual space, where did it dead end? Did it dead end in the middle of the construction site? Was there, something recently poured there? Was there something recently dug out there? There's a lot of questions I have as far as like, maybe he fell in, if there was like a ditch made or something like that in that area. You see what I'm saying? It just seems like it would go all the way over there and then all of a sudden just go dead in the tracks. Then he also said the possibility of him getting into a car. right? By that construction site. And I'm wondering, how close is the road in which he got into this car and possibly drove off in? How close that road is to the actual construction site itself? Is it if it's feet? Is it inches? Is it, yards? I'm very curious about that as well, because that could answer a lot of things. And I'm wondering if depending on what the construction site looks like, I'm wondering if I'm wondering if police have done their due diligence and dug through that area, But again, I don't know what that construction site looks like. So
what I'm assuming is it's the construction site for the neighborhood that's going in. And if you listen, sometimes like people give you tidbits of information and you have to wonder if it goes with some you've already gotten. The sheriff, I swear on everything I am, in the very beginning, he said something about a dog picked up tracks that led to the road and it didn't go anywhere from there. Could he have possibly been talking about the road on the construction site?
Yeah, because the subdivision, it's the roads for the subdivision where the construction's going on, they're already developed. So it's on the nearest road in the subdivision to Sebastian's house is, I'm estimating it from a Google Maps image, I'm estimating it about a football field and a half away from the back of Sebastian's house. So it's not really that far at all.
Man, do I have questions? It's just, I mean, if you guys are going to be out there and looking at those, and doing some research and all that, I mean, I understand, if you don't want to share it, I understand. But if you can, I'd be very honored to get that footage to share and look at and talk about, because those are the two things. I'm like, what is this neighborhood all about? What's the breakdown of it? You guys have painted a very, very, very descriptive, precise breakdown of the actual environment in which he may have been walking around in. And then, of course, that construction site is definitely something big that I'm just curious about as well. I just really want to know what's going on there. Now, are there any other spots that may have been a point of interest for you guys as well, since you guys are boots on the ground? I mean, I do appreciate that.
Really, to be honest, like I can say if it was our kid who walked off here, I would be terrified, because literally everywhere you have one street that's Kellen. That's the street you turn off the road on to get to his street, and it ends in a cul-de-sac. And then if you make a left on his street, it ends in a cul-de-sac. Everything around there is straight up woods. And I'm talking about like Deliverance woods. Okay.
Oh my Lord. Every man just had PTSD. Really?
Yeah, like I'm telling, like we live in the country, like
in the sticks.
And you said it was weird that there were no street lights. We don't have street lights.
Word.
It's not that odd out where we're at. It's not a strange thing.
But I will say the one thing about that is so weird to me is the statement the mom made. It was really dark that night. And I'm like, how do you know that unless you outside?
True. True. Very, very true. Well, then, okay. Fiance, I'm curious. All right. Clues fiance, I'm curious, my brother. What are your thoughts so far on with that interview? The two interviews. What are your thoughts on it?
The two interviews with
the biological mom and the stepdad. How does that sit comfortably on your soul or not, my brother? Speak now.
I've gone back and forth with it from individually, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've gone when we first started talking about it in the beginning, and we were, a lot of people were looking at the stepdad and saying, he seems very controlling. He seems very stern. He seems like, just somebody that everybody wants to target. And I sit and I look at him and I'm like, and I watch him and I'm like, he's actually somebody that I understand why he would give off that vibe. But I know a lot of people that I can, as points of reference for him, and they're not like what everybody would envision. And then when Seth said that he had been married 5 times, I pinpointed exactly why he seemed so familiar to me. And I've got a good friend that almost has the same backstory as this guy. So I'm like, I really don't suspect him, right?
It's not the man either. It's not his friend. It's the women, especially around here. They're crazy. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
But the mom scene, you know, when we sit and look at the mom and, you know, I'm not any kind of behavioral expert or any expert in anything related to this, but when I just sit and make observations and comparisons to other situations, the first thing that went in my head when watching the mom was Madeline Soto's mom. And I see, you know, some behaviors there that make me go, is this something or is this normal? I don't know, but I do see some similarities.
Yeah. I see what you mean. And it's kind of tough now because of we went right, and we're still talking about Madeline Soto. We still talking about that, y'all. But we went from that to this case, and it was almost like we're still dealing with the hangover of the Madeline, you know what I mean, Soto situation. And I feel like a little bit has influenced the feelings we're getting in regards to their interviews as well. But yeah, it's still very sticky in my personal opinion. But Clue, what are your thoughts?
I don't.
Oh, just say it, man.
I don't like her. I'm sorry. Like, first off, you guys, I laid out a whole timeline about this today. The first interview you give, you go on YouTube. That's not a wide platform. The people here in your local community are the ones searching for him. Why not go to the news? Then the next day, you do go to the news and you show your faces. Then 3 days later, you give another interview and you say you're too distraught to go on camera. And on top of that, in the third interview, what Sebastian is wearing has changed. It's no longer just black sweatpants and a black sweatshirt. It's black pants with a white stripe down the side and then a black shirt with some kind of logo on it. My daughter is 18 years old and I still get up every morning to see her off to school, so I know what she's wearing if she goes missing. How do you not know what was on his t-shirt? No doubt.
Yeah. It's weird. Yeah. It's like he was wearing all black, then all of a sudden it's a band t-shirt and the white stripe on the side of the pants. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, so he was wearing Adidas pants and what else?
Right.
You know?
Thank you.
That's what instantly I'm going, okay, things are changing. And I do get that at first there's trauma. Maybe things come, you know, maybe certain things come to light, details come to light later on. But at the same time, if you know that this is the kind of stuff that he wears, you know, because a lot of us have like the same type of PJs or the same type of things that we wear to bed for the most part. I feel like it would be easy for any parent to be like, he was wearing this and this and this, you know?
Right.
And that's it. Then yeah, the darkness and how she's like, oh, it's just very dark and all that. It just, I don't know, something's just eating at me. It does eat at me. And you know, I think like for all of us, we just want the truth. And if that is the truth, then hey, lo siento, you know what I mean? My bad. But there's something very, very odd going on, and I don't know what it is.
What are your?
Oh, well, I'm obviously you haven't been watching the last like 7 hours. No, I'm just kidding. No, honestly, I'm side-eyeing the parents, or the stepdad and the mom. I
heard you say that.
Yeah, I'm side-eyeing like crazy. There's something that's something's eating away at me, and it's not, and it just doesn't feel right. But then again, you know, there could very well, we could all be totally wrong here. There could literally be a situation where this kid wandered off and he just wandered off. But then at the same time,
so
it's just killing me, man. It's killing me. But go ahead, fiance.
we were talking about this today on her stream, and it's a situation to me where I look at this and I go, the only way to cure suspicion is complete transparency. When I look at the dad and I listen to the dad, Seth, do interviews or on your show, right, and talk to you, he's very transparent in what he thinks, how he feels, things that he's done. The only reference we've got that the mom and the stepdad have come out and talked, it doesn't seem like they're out there trying to be fully transparent. They give the perception of being on the defense from, and I could understand maybe if they're concerned with the attacks from social media and stuff like that, I guess I could kind of get that, but I can't really get it either, because me personally, I wouldn't care.
Well, and one last thing I want to say, I've caught things that they said that don't make any sense. The stepdad is the one that said he called the sheriff's office, right?
Yeah, and then the three-way did.
He called on a three-way call. But then you hear him say, and I was present for most of that. That's a lie. If you started a three-way call, you couldn't end that three-way call without the mom being disconnected from the sheriff's office.
You said it. I had to put that in there. I'm sorry, but damn, that's big. That's a big deal. I mean, if you call, you're right. If you called the sheriff's office or you called 911 through three-way, you can't hang up on the phone. Last I checked.
No.
Right. So you got a good point there. Damn. Oh, damn. Oh, my damn. But see, that's the thing, though. That's the reason why I'm like, because, I err on the side of like on the good. Right. But another part of me is like, nah, something ain't right. Something's just not right with the situation. Now, there's three different things. First interview that they ever had, like you guys just said a little bit ago, and correct me if I'm wrong. They went on a YouTube channel. They went to do an interview on a YouTube channel. Now, no disrespect to the YouTube channel. Like, I appreciate them doing the work that they did, but that's the only show that they went to, and they went to a fairly smaller channel. Not saying anything bad about it, but I feel like it's an opportunity for them to practice.
Thank you.
So then they go and they do this interview on camera, and she's doing I said she's doing her Meryl Streep, and he's doing the strong like bull, we gonna hold it down, kind of guy. Nothing wrong with that. It was what it was. But then they do the third interview, and of course everybody's dissecting the hell out of that second interview. Then they do the third interview, and we are just hearing a conversation of hands. And I'm like, what the hell is this all about? You should be all up in these videos and all that. But then this is the part that kind of grinds my gears. According to Nick Barris, News Channel 5's reporter, where we got this footage from, he said in a post that, okay, he sat down, he had an interview, or he had an impromptu interview with Seth Rogers, the biological father. Get ready for that interview. It's very telling, blah, 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 bombshells, right? Then he says on top of that, in that same post, I've been trying to trying to reconnect with Mr. Proudfoot, with the stepdad, and he's refusing to return text messages and phone calls. Now I get it. You're not gonna, you got things, you got things to do. You're moving out here in these streets, especially when you're trying to find your stepson, right? But at the same time, wouldn't you want to use every single platform you can get to let people know that your stepson or your son is missing? Like, I'm sorry, I don't care how busy I am posting posters. I'm getting on that camera. I'm getting in front of that camera, and I'm using that as my loudest speaker box I can think of, right? And he's now avoiding them too. So that's weird, I think.
Technically, he is and he isn't. So Nick Barris said on that Facebook Live that something to the effect of he would ask the hard questions, like maybe that's why the guy's ignoring him or something like that.
Oh.
Did you know, though, that Christopher Proudfoot made a comment under that video and said, "What is the hard question you want to ask?"
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh, but why ask? Why even ask that? Why go onto the social media and why not just contact him via text and be like, hey, I'm ready. Like if you got questions, I'm ready. Let's go. For him to be like, what's the hard question you want to ask? It's almost it says two different things to me. It just says two different things. But yeah,
it's another form of a defense.
Yeah, well, exactly.
And the timing of things I find a little weird, right? Am I mistaken, or did they not turn this into an investigation around the same time that they stopped doing interviews?
Yes. No, they started.
Okay, then I'm wrong in that.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's all good. But yeah, like I said, it's what were you gonna say? Clue?
I think that's right. I think they turned it into an investigation
on the 4th, right? They scaled back the search on the 4th and started pursuing an investigation.
And then they did their first interview, I think, on the 7th.
Okay.
I think.
Something like that. But yeah, no. Was it? I don't remember the timeline, to be really honest. But I will say this though too. He was so they were having they did the interview, because I remember doing looking at the first interview, the first on-camera interview, and that's when we were finding out that they were suspecting foul play around that same time. But then they scaled all the way back, right? They slowed everything down as far as the search, but then they revved it up to go into a landfill in Kentucky, and they were looking in a landfill in Kentucky for like a day or two, and then they like shut everything down as far as searching in the landfill. But they're still sitting here saying foul play. So yeah,
I'll give you the timeline for sure. It was, let's see, they scaled back the search on the 4th, okay? And that's the same day that the stepdad and mom gave the face-to-face interview.
Yeah.
The next day, the bio dad gave a phone interview. Then on the 7th, they searched the landfill. And I will say this, a little bit of inside info, that landfill search was leaked.
Oh.
Yeah. So the public, I think, from what I hear, was not supposed to know they were searching a landfill. That was leaked from someone to Nick Barris, allegedly, okay?
Oh, damn.
And the only reason that we knew it was happening is because media was out there. Now, I've also heard, I can't verify it, of course, it's all like rumor mill around here, but that they were going to search another landfill in Tennessee.
Well, when are they going to do that? Because the longer they wait, the more soot, trash, mucky muck is just going to keep layering on top of what could potentially be where he is. You see what I'm saying? The more that they're like, we're going to think about it. It's like, no, get your ass over there. Start digging,
so,
you know?
Allegedly, they searched the Tennessee landfill on the 11th, if that is true, okay?
Wow.
Somebody made a post that said they're searching an additional landfill in Tennessee. They got a warrant.
Okay. Who's this somebody? Like, don't worry, I'm not trying. I'm just curious. Like, was this another reporter, or is this just, somebody out here in these streets just got their ears to the pipes?
I think it's just like a person, like a random poster person. You know what I mean? Because I screenshot the post, right?
Oh, I see. Okay. Gotcha.
But I will say that the only other, again, the inside info, it comes like third hand, fourth hand or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy because I then heard about it the same day or the day before I heard this. They literally searched the landfill in Kentucky, but someone told me that they think he might be out of state and that they're going to start diving in on the stepdad's past. The next day they were searching the landfill in Kentucky.
Okay. But then it's like, why are they taking so damn long to do that, man? Like, why is it taking so damn long, man? We already know about the 5 wives, okay? he got 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He got 5 of them, okay? We already know about the DV stuff, the custody battle that's going on apparently with one of his kids, okay? All that stuff that's going on in New Mexico, or not in New Mexico. I don't know where it is, but it's going on somewhere else.
It is.
Okay?
It's in New Mexico.
It is in New Mexico, right? Okay. So...
I will say he filed for divorce here. He's the one that filed for divorce in Sumner County in 2017.
So I guess that's right around the time that he met Sebastian's biological mama?
I don't know. I got the lady's name. I can send it to you, his ex-wife's name.
I'm good, but I do appreciate you letting me know that. No, I just, like that's when it gets really, murky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, if this was like something where it's like, we find out that he has something to do with this and all that, then I would totally dive into that. So we understand a little bit more of his history, but at the same time, from what we've gathered with what Seth has said, okay? And by the way, I appreciate you being on for so damn long. Thank you. But what Seth, the biological father, has said, stepdad was Chris Proudfoot, okay, was in another city for that whole week that he was home, that Sebastian was home with his mother, his biological mother, right? So,
yep.
He's got an alibi. So he may not have had anything to do with his disappearance. He may know about his disappearance now, and he may be holding it down. He may be the Jennifer Soto in the case in this situation. You see what I'm saying? It could be flipped around.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm curious, because if he wasn't there, so then what would happen, right?
Yeah, but did you notice the way he answered your question? Like, it was, because I saw you get this look on your face, like almost confusion. And I had the same thing, because he says, I think he was there all week, but we need to know about the weekend.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying too. And then I was like, okay, I'm not going to push too much.
Right. Don't push.
I was like, I want to push more, but I'm like, nope, I'm going to be respectful, because I know he only knows so much.
But with her going to see him, like by him saying specifically that on the weekends he has him, she normally goes to Memphis. To me, that just kind of virtue signaled that he probably basically resides in Memphis.
Yeah. I mean, if he's operating cranes out there and he's on some big project in Memphis, yeah, he could possibly be there quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. And it's like a massive crane he operates. It's like 500 feet tall.
Yeah, it's a huge responsibility to do what he does. This ain't some random thing. I mean, it's a big deal. But yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, because there was a flash of confusion when that happened, for sure. When he said that, I was like, okay, so what else? Okay, I'm going to move on. Like, I need to get these other questions out and get those answered, because this may not be something he knows. Because it seems like he, and of course, I don't want to speak for him, for Seth, you know what I mean? My heart is with him, and, I'm praying for him big time, but it seemed like it was how he was saying things. It just seemed as if, all right, I'm going to respect the distance. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, between me and biological mom, like, I ain't trying to be in her backyard. That's what he basically said. Like, I ain't trying to be in her backyard. Like, she ain't my wife, so I'm going to be respectful and keep my distance. Right. And so I feel like there's a lot that he may not know, but he has a very strong relationship with his son that we know. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So, So like I said, there's a lot of things that I'm still just curious about the relationship, the dynamics between stepdad, biological mom, and Sebastian. Like, I'm wondering what the Proudfoots and Sebastian's dynamics really were. You know, if there was any issues at home, so on and so forth. But, you know, I know people are going into the group chat saying a lot of stuff, talking crazy, with no solid proof. You know what I mean? People say a lot of things when they're passionate, you know, when they feel some type of way about something. So I feel like the more we hear from 5-0, which I hope we hear something soon, because we're getting nothing but we're getting black video. We're getting blacked out video with white dots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
like it's terrible.
I need more, you know? I really, really need more. So
I do find that dynamic, though, between the two parental units, like you were just talking about.
Yeah.
I do find it really weird. Like, there's questions for me that are just like, what? Like, I think if my kid was missing, I think I would be the one to text the person I laid down with and made the kid with, not my husband.
Yeah.
I find it weird that in some of his interviews, he mentions not once but twice that Chris said this, and Chris, I got a text message that morning from Chris, and it's like, why do you not communicate with Katie?
Yeah.
I kind of see that as a possibility. I can see a situation where that's another example of the respect angle.
Or
right?
she's crazy.
Okay, you said it, not us. No, but it could be a thing. Yeah, there could be tension. That's the other thing too. Baby mama, baby daddy drama type stuff. Maybe it was that kind of thing too, where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna be in this other city. I'm gonna be in close proximity, but I ain't gonna be that close. Because respectfully, okay, you know, we had our thing. One beautiful thing that came out of the relationship, and the only good thing that came out of this relationship was our son, bringing Sebastian into the world. Other than that, I keep my distance. I'm going to rap with the husband, her new husband. I'm going to be respectful, so it doesn't seem like, because I also see what fiance is saying here too. Hey, I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm trying to have some extra intimate relationship with your wife, you know? So I'm going to respectfully speak to you as, you know, man to man. I got you. Like, I get it. That's your wife, not mine. So I'm going to be respectful, and I will correspond with you about everything else. So I could see that. I could definitely see that. But then, you know, I've seen co-parenting done in 15 million ways. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen a lot of baby mama and baby daddy drama. So, yeah. So that could very well be it too. But, you know, Clue, fiance, I appreciate you guys calling in and just giving us your 2 cents on everything. The footage, if you do find that footage, I know you're probably going to be using it for your show and all that stuff. By all means, do your thing. But if you get some time and want to share it, that would be really appreciated. I would love to see some of that footage. And I'm sure everybody here would like to see it too. Say that again.
I don't mind sharing it. I have a YouTube channel. It's small, but I mean, I really do it because I'm nosy as hell, and I get away with that excuse of it's true crime. It's where you can be nosy, right? But I do need like an email. You got an email?
info@thepascalshow.com. info@thepascalshow.com. Yes. Please send it my way. That'll be greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. All right.
All right. Thank you for talking.
Of course.
To me
of course.
And him.
Yes, of course. Fiance. Nice meeting you, fiance. All right.
Nice to meet you.
All right. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye. I appreciate that phone call. Let me get this one. Hey, you on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, Pascal, it's your favorite moderator. Oh, wait, second favorite moderator.
What's up, S-Dubs? How you doing?
I'm good. Hope you polite here. When I was a little girl, yes, I was small and young once.
Yeah.
We had a dog. He was my favorite dog, of course. And our fence fell over. We had a weird windstorm and the fence fell over. And I went outside to fix the fence without telling anybody what I was doing. And my sister had a friend over who heard the noise in the backyard, and she went up and got my father. I came in the door and I could see the shadow of my dad's hand with a gun. And I said, God, I hope that's you, Dad. And his hand just dropped down, and so did the gun, thank God, or I wouldn't be here today. But I had gone out to check on the dog.
Wow.
And I know that family has dogs. And so maybe something really not nefarious actually happened where this kid went out to the yard and checked. And this is all pre-cameras for me. But God, I'd like to think better of parents and not horrible of parents.
Yeah.
So that was just something I thought I'd share. It's just there was something really strange that happened to me as a kid, and it was completely innocent. I was trying to save my doggie.
You know what? One of the things that the mom did say is that he said goodnight to her and the puppies, right? And then he went to bed, right?
Yeah.
What are the chances of him? I mean, this is just a shot in the dark, but it's inspired by what you just said. What are the chances of him getting up and wanting to just kind of like play with the dogs and taking them outside to maybe go and do their business or whatever, and then something bad happened then too? That could very well be it. I mean, kids love puppies, kids love dogs, so what are the chances of that? I mean, that's a possibility right there. That really is a possibility.
I don't know. I just like to think, but now that there's an SO down the road, you should have asked the couple that called in how close the SO lived. That's got my brain cringing.
Yeah. That's a good question. Actually, I should have asked, but I know that I'm sure that they're still in the chat. Maybe they can say it in the chat real quick. You know what I mean? Like, okay, it's right down the block. What's a stone's throw away? I don't know. You know what I mean? But
next door.
If it's right next door, man, I don't know why. Ooh, see, this is what's up. Wow. She said 1.6 miles by road, around a mile. Not far. I remember her saying, I remember Clue saying not very far from him, but we just didn't know how far, literally how far he was, this registered SO. And I'm wondering, are they looking into that? Are 50 looking into that? That's one thing I'm curious about as well. It's across the highway 1 mile away. That's what she said as well. So
I'd like to think that they are, but I don't know if they have the right to just go search their homes.
True.
And no, I do not bake cookies, chat. Stop it.
Say that again. I'm sorry. What? What happened?
I do not bake cookies. I'm watching the chat and they're cracking me up. I'm sorry.
What?
I do not bake cookies. Yes, I am a woman. A happily married one.
Wow. You got to hop onto the show to be like, yeah, I got a man. I don't bake cookies. What else do you need to clarify?
They didn't know I was a woman. Laughing.
You've called into the show before.
I know. I don't know what to think. I'm just okay. Yes, I'm a normal being, everyone. I'm normal.
She is normal. Well, I mean, yeah. Normal is semantics.
It's a relative term.
It's a very, very relative term. But yes. I didn't know you don't like baking cookies. Like, you just broke my heart.
Well, no, I just buy the Girl Scout cookies online.
Oh, damn. Do you take them out the cellophane and display them and make it look like you made them yourself? Hey, it's gourmet. Are you are you that person?
Hail to the no. Dude, I am so not a Southern draw. I'm so not a debutante type girl.
Okay.
And the reason I don't bake is because I'll eat the whole dang batch.
Oh,
I mean, I used to had kids home and they'd eat them, but now that it's just me and the hubby who's never home, then no, I don't bake cookies because, well, I just get fatter and fatter, and that's not okay.
Okay. Well, I will say this: if you were ever to bake cookies and I was in the general vicinity, I would help eat like 75% of it for you. So it is all good. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
just
I learned today, Pat, that you're over 6 feet tall. you can afford to eat. When you're 5 feet tall, you cannot.
Oh yeah, you're a little bitty. You're a little bitty one.
I'm
Okay.
a short girl.
There it is.
Yeah.
That doesn't like
But
to
there you
bake.
have it, everybody. I do love to bake. I used to bake all the time, but I had kids home that ate it all, and they were athletic kids. So I have a Division I soccer playing daughter.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
There's a tidbit. My daughter was a D1 soccer player, played goalkeeper. She was a tough, bad, you know what.
Shut your mouth. Yeah, I got you. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Well,
So,
S-Dubs, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate you. And of course, I appreciate you holding it down as a mod out here in these wild family chat streets. So thank you so much. And
always.
talk to you soon. All right.
And let's just pray that we have a safe return for these beautiful kids that keep disappearing.
Absolutely. I'd love to have a happy ending every once in a while here. Come on, guys. You know? So let's bring this kid home, please. But
Let's go. Sebastian, come home.
yes.
All right, kiddo.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for hearing me out. I just thought,
course.
I keep praying it's not a bad situation, but all righty, everybody.
I'm hopeful.
Behave.
Talk to you soon.
All right, bye, Pastor.
Bye. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm super hopeful as well. I mean, I'm hoping that we get some positive news here very, very soon. Some movement, for crying out loud. Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hendersonville, Tennessee. How are you?
I'm good. Your name one more time?
All right. I am discerning 8 in the chat, but my name is Shalon. Yeah, but my name is Shalon.
Shalon,
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for calling in from Tennessee.
Hey.
Tennessee, all the way from
Thank
Tennessee.
you.
So what's on your mind? Speak on it.
Well, when I say we, because a lot of us in the community are now watching your channel and we are subscribed. So one to thank you for bringing this, the attention that it needs. Also the fact of biological dad. That was a very great interview.
Thank you.
And I think from the community standpoint, what we did in the community was we fed the first responders, the volunteers. So we all pitched together and made sure they had breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's dope.
And for us, we were slight offended because we hadn't heard from mom. She wasn't out there searching. So I'm not really sure where they've gotten that she was searching. Mom was not out there searching. We were told at the command center that, she was staying back to make sure if Sebastian came home, she would be there. So, when she did give her interview to someone on YouTube and then the news, we were happy to hear that because we have been wondering, like, where's she at? And as the other caller that called in talked about the neighborhood that Sebastian is in, there's a lot of pools. A lot of the neighbors, their neighbors that they have pools in the backyard. So it's not so much wooded, but you asked about, do we in the community walk around with flashlights? And the answer would be no.
Okay.
And a lot of us that are nearby where Sebastian lives, I know for a fact some that live on his street have cameras, and those cameras are actually very good even at night. So we all are wondering, So we all are wondering the same thing. Mm-hmm.
Wait. So you're saying the cameras in the area are pretty good, right? Even in low light?
Absolutely.
Even in low light.
Mm-hmm.
So what the F is this?
Yeah, because
no offense, pardon my French. What the F is this?
I have a blink camera, so my blink shows perfectly well.
What?
So So I think a lot of us in the community we have tried to stay positive when it comes to mom and stepdad. At the same time, listening to those law enforcement that were at the command center their term, a lot of terminology was a child doesn't disappear in thin air.
Absolutely. By themselves. By themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't happen.
And then on Channel 5 News, which anybody can go to YouTube and look at that, when they had gotten into the 1 week search, we didn't understand. Channel 5 displayed one of our ambulances, and it was there. It had somebody in it, actually. They had on black pants, and they were working on someone. And we all wondered in the community, why would they show that as it related to Sebastian? Because as far as we know, Sebastian, hasn't been found. So we didn't understand why they showed that footage, but that is, people can go view that on YouTube under Channel 5 News, and it has after 1 week search. And I don't know why they did that and showed that ambulance, but somebody definitely was in it. So
interesting.
Yeah,
that's interesting. That's interesting information.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look at that when I get a second here. But yeah, I'm curious as to what that's all about, unless it's like, I don't know, something happened during the search. Maybe somebody tripped, fell, hurt themselves. Maybe that's a possibility.
Right.
Because I feel like if there was anything.
We were thinking that, but
yeah, because I mean,
but we didn't understand. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, I feel like if that was something or someone that was, a big piece of the puzzle here, I feel like then he would be like, that person, that information would have been all the way out here. They would have done a press conference and police would have been like, we got the guy, or we got the person. You know what I mean? It would have been so quick. Right. So it may have just been a person, an accident that may have happened during the search, which is possible.
Yeah. It is. The Channel 5 may have just caught it, as they panned the area. But, I think for us out here, we definitely are behind Seth. So we definitely are behind the biological dad. We don't want to accuse mom and stepdad by any means, but those of us in Sumner County and in Hendersonville, we are concerned that something happened to Sebastian at this point, because we're talking a young man, no food, no water, and right around the time that he went missing, the temperature here got all the way down to like the 30s. Then we had a storm for 2 days straight, and we're talking thunder, lightning, so that was a lot to deal with if a child was out there alone in the woods or somewhere in those type of, conditions.
Yeah. I mean, barefoot and all that. I mean, putting all that in consideration in just a hoodie. I mean, now the weather's getting warmer. It's getting better outside, but still, those conditions when he disappeared are no good, especially when you're barefoot and you're just wearing, jogging, like PJs, for crying out loud. He was, it's a bad situation to be in. So I'm hoping. First off, thank you for letting us know some more kind of like boots on the ground information, because I get why the mom may stay back and stay home just in case he just comes home. You never know. He might just be knocking on the front door and going, hi, mom. Right. But I'm wondering about stepdad, though. Is stepdad out in there?
No.
Is he boots on the ground doing? Okay. So he's not doing.
No, we have not.
That's
the
weird.
Community.
That's unfortunate.
I feel like we have done everything, and we all were going to the command center daily because we were dropping off donations, and so we have to remember they didn't allow citizens. So the locals, we were not allowed to search, primarily because with him having autism, they didn't want us to scare Sebastian off. So they wanted to do it in a way that people were trained. So the National Guard was here. Yeah. Although Sebastian's stepdad said that the FBI wasn't involved, that's incorrect. The feds were here, and the feds are involved in that investigation. Yeah. But, and Channel 5 even brought that news to light. But for the most part, we, the locals, we've done meaning we've gone door to door. We've like even where we are, there's a store that we were always shocked that they hadn't heard that Sebastian was missing. We're like, huh? How you didn't know that? You know, so there are a lot of people that haven't heard about it. So we did do our part with going and making sure his flyers were put up. But as far as mom and stepdad, no, that was our biggest complaint was, where are you? You know, where are y'all? You know, we can understand dad, but dad came from Clarksville and dad was searching. You know, many of the locals said they saw him and met him early on.
Yeah, I believe Seth's been literally living outside. He's been, his whole day has been out there just getting the word out there and getting people to know what's going on. That's just what I think. And that's just what I feel. But it is a bit strange that, I mean, I will say this. It's unfortunate that we're not hearing about mom or stepdad, at least stepdad, doing their part as far as getting out there. Then I've heard from Seth as well, when in the interview, them posting flyers around town, but I don't know if they're out there like he is. You know what I mean? I don't know if they're living out there.
The stepdad is on Facebook, from my understanding. He's not even posting anything about Sebastian. He's posting other things. And what offended the community was
what?
And people can go back and he's not posting about Sebastian at all. If you have Facebook, go look at his account. There's nothing on there that he's every day saying, help us find Sebastian. Now, what offended the community was, and people can fact check me, Channel 2 and 5 talked about it. It was one of the times that they were airing it. She actually told them to tell us to give them privacy, that they needed privacy. So for us, we was like, excuse me? We sit up here feeding the people that's looking for your son and you want us to give you privacy? So she's caused an offense in the community.
Yeah, it's a like I said, it's it's a bit odd. I'm sorry. I'm looking at this, listening to you as well. But like, you know, it is just, it's weird. Because I feel like there's this information that I feel like this is the time to be doing nothing but plastering his face on everything, not just putting posters on telephone poles and stuff like that. I'm talking about like on your social media and all that. But you know, if you're just talking about baseball and can't wait for the season to start, then that's just that. I don't know. Gut reaction is what? You know what I mean? My gut reaction is not a positive one, but that at the same time, you know, everyone's going to cope in a different way, I guess.
Absolutely.
I guess. But Shalon, thank you so much. Shalon, right? Shalon?
Thank you.
It's Shalon, right?
Shalon,
okay.
like the lawn outside. Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm just discerning Nate on YouTube. I work with Court TV. I moderate for them on their channel.
Oh, right on.
Time and again. Yeah. So, but I've been watching you. So, you know, I'm out of the bushes now. You brought me out of the bushes with Sebastian. So,
well, I appreciate you coming out of the bushes about this, because we need to hear the people that are actually putting in the effort, out here, and that are, can give us a little bit more of what the experience is like being out there, just doing their part and trying to help find this young man. So I do appreciate all your energy. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Shalom.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You have a great night.
You too, sweetheart. All right. Stay blessed.
Bye.
And I'm going to end that's it for the Speak On It segment. Okay. That is it. I think it was really great. A lot of great phone calls, a lot of great callers and all that. And I really do appreciate it. But it's interesting, the information I'm hearing. You know, shout out to Seth Rogers. You know, he's been out there, boots on the ground, working his butt off, trying to find his son, Sebastian. I know that we can look at the information about mom staying home or Chris staying behind I know that can make it makes me feel some type of way. I will say that, but at the same time, there may be a reason why they're stepping back. There may be a logical reason why they're stepping back. Personally, I have my personal opinions about it. To me, it doesn't look optically good. Okay, just to keep it 100 with y'all. Now, back to this here one more again. Okay, this footage that we were looking at. And I appreciate the phone calls that we got from Cluminati and everybody else that called in, just putting in their 2 cents. I really do appreciate it. But this is cluster F, okay? This is muck. Like I said, it feels like we're looking at, I don't know, a UFO video, okay? But hearing from Shalom, we're now hearing that there's footage out there. So there's got to be footage out there where they cut through the like a night vision kind of footage. So I'm wondering why we have this crappy footage. If there are people who live in the area that have night vision cam or features on their ring cams or security cameras that cut through the darkness, you see what I'm saying? Because those are the ones that we want to see. Remember Savannah Soto, right? Now, I know that there was a little bit of lighting in the area, but Savannah Soto's case where the two people pulled up, with Matthew Guetta's car, and of course, you had Big Pun, the dad, Puerto Rico. Remember, he pulled up in his big-ass pickup truck, and he got out, and we could see it clear as day. We could see it. And that still had a little bit of some cutting through low lighting type of feature to be able to see them clear as day. That's why some people are like, no, it's a big guy wearing a Santa's outfit. No. It's a guy. He's wearing a fat suit. No. You know what I mean? There's plenty of those things. Okay. But you can see from space that was Big Pun. Okay. That was a big guy. All right. No disrespect, but he was a big guy. And then the person who's driving the car that got out of Matthew Guetta's car, you could see he had a little bit of longer hair. A lot of us were thinking this could be a female. Maybe there was somebody in the car with him because how the rag that he was using to wipe off his fingerprints was flicked over to him. You know for a fact that was the mama of that was the wife of Big Pun. Remember all this stuff? But you could see it as clear as day. But then now we get this footage, and I'm going, this could be the Swiss Alps, but for crying out loud. This could be a shot of the Sistine Chapel, for crying out loud. We don't even know what it is. Just a couple dots in darkness. It's frustrating. Okay? Frustrating. But nonetheless, we still have the footage regardless. There's some sort of movement going on. I'm hoping that our new friends that called in show some love and are able to share some of their footage with us when they go and check this stuff out tomorrow night, I'm assuming, or whenever they have time, so that we can get a better idea of what the F is this? What are we looking at? Okay. Like I said, it's like the magic eye. You got the picture all up in your face. It's like, it's an eagle feeding its little birdies. And you're like, no, I just see red, black, blue, yellow. I just see a whole smattering of the different colors. That's basically what this is. What the f is this? And what does it mean? And I know that the reporter is going to be coming out with some more information. Okay, Nick Barris. Shout out to Nick Barris. Okay, real talk. Shout out. Okay, but hopefully he's going to come out with more information or a clearer footage. Okay? Anything's possible with this, okay? Anything is possible with this. Let me get some of these things. Real quick, guys, do me a favor. I see a bunch of y'all still here, and I appreciate y'all. Y'all still here? No, I'm kidding. I appreciate you guys still being here. It really does mean a lot. First off, before I do this part, okay, asking you guys to hit the like button and everything, please go check out my most recent pop-up video. I just talked about the Boeing whistleblower, all right, that was found unalive in his car. Please go check that video out, okay? I know that it's not covering this story or of Riley Strain or of Madeline Soto, but at the same time, that's a story that really needs to get out there and needs more eyeballs on that. I recently posted that video before I started this live show. So please go check out that video. It's crazy, okay? It's crazy what happened to him. And I suspect foul play. There ain't no way that guy was not going to go and try to see the end of his deposition and see himself inside a trial for a class action lawsuit. Real talk. He was about to expose so much stuff. Go check it out. It's short. It's sweet. It's beautiful. Take a look. Okay. And if you appreciate it, I tried some new stuff with the editing and all that crap. Check it out. Okay. That'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. But before we head off, before we close out the show, because I got a couple super chats and stuff I want to check out, please hit that like button down below. Okay. Before you head out, that would really mean a lot. I'd love to see it go to 1.5K likes because we're at 1.1, but hit that like button down below. Let's get it to 1.5K. Of course, do not forget to crush that subscribe button. We're in the 119,000 realm, which is crazy. And y'all are amazing. I'm just going to clap to that. You guys are amazing. So I appreciate all of the love. Okay. But let me get some of these super chats. Mimi, thank you so much for the 195 Swiss francs. I really do appreciate it. Timothy, thank you so much for the 5. Dad hangs up phone at 12, lights in backyard at 3:30 a.m. Mom calls stepdad at 6:30. Time gap 3.5 hours, 3.5 hours. It takes 3.5 hours to get from home to Memphis. Interesting. Interesting indeed. I'm just, you know what? That is interesting. That's an interesting fact. Or that's an interesting piece of information. Don't know if that's an absolute fact, but that is interesting. Yes, it's true. Takes about 3.5 hours to drive from Memphis back home and back, the round trip, not round trip, but you know what I mean. Takes 3.5 hours. So he could literally hop in the car and just gun it. 3.5 hours later, he's home. Before the sun comes up, before the cock crows, before any of that stuff happens, he could have been there. Anything's possible. So something to think about for sure. Okay. But then again, I'm going to repeat this again. Innocent till proven guilty. Anything's possible. I get it. The streets are talking, but we don't know everything as of yet. And I hope we get some clarity very, very soon. Dolphin, what's up? Thank you so much for the 10. I agree, Pascal. I loved it when you said earlier that Riley Strain's mother was an example of a real mom and real emotions, and that we haven't seen that in a long time. These parents are falling flat. Yes, that mama was hyperventilating. Okay? And I get it. To me, that is someone who had not had any hand in the disappearance of her son. That's someone who really wants her son back. That's raw emotion. We haven't seen that in a while. But then again, everyone deals with trauma completely different. So I'm very interested to see where this story is going, because even Madeline Soto's case is just getting just wild, right? It's going off the rails. It's getting even more traumatic. It's getting even more devastating. And then even this one, there's just so much of it's a WTF every time I look to this story. Seth was not wrong when he said there's just so many pieces of the puzzle that haven't been filled in yet. And it just seems like it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Like I'm going to say this I don't think is helping. This doesn't help. No offense. It's just not helping. I'm confused. What does this mean? You know what I mean? Moving on. Little Miss Sunshine, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family, Little Miss. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just like Little Miss, please consider becoming a member. That'd be greatly appreciated. Mary, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. It really does mean a lot. Thank you so very much. And Cluminati, What's up? Hey, thank you so much for the 20. Pascal is the awesome one. Thank you so much. I think you're responding to something. So I guess they were saying you were awesome. And you're like, no, Pascal's the awesome one. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. And y'all go check out Cluminati's channel, please, as well. And of course, when you get that footage, or when you do, and if you do send it to me, love to have you back on so we could talk about it. Because I mean, it's your work. You know what I mean? It's your boots on the ground footage. So yes, please send it my way. Love to have you back on again to talk about it. And your fiance. Let's not forget, Sue. You know what I mean? No? Squeal like a pig. No one's going to. Some of y'all going to get that. Like I said, some of the guys, PTS, it's like, nightmares. Okay? You know what I'm saying? I didn't say it, by the way. That was Cluminati's fiance that said that ish. You feel me? I'm just reacting. Yes, Deliverance, B12. Congratulations. Yes, yeah. Hercules. Yes, B12. Yes. You're good. Good job. That was the ground ball, by the way, B12. Because it was said before. Just so you know. And Dark Queen Jen. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, they don't make movies like that no more. No. They don't. I said, what's wrong? The banjos were the banjos, baby. It was part of the movie. That movie was brutal, man. That movie was absolutely brutal. Okay? That's what I meant by PTSD. Every dude's like, nope, not on my watch. Okay? So, I appreciate you guys for being here. It means a lot. I'm still waiting to hear about some more information on these other cases. Still waiting on some information about the Riley Strain case. We will be talking about that most likely tomorrow morning. I'm still finding out there may be some new updates, a little bit of movement in the Madeline Soto case, but it's very little. So we will be talking about a bunch of things tomorrow. There's a lot of things to talk about. Like I said, I talk about a lot of things other than just true crime on this show and on this channel. And if you appreciate other content, especially these pop-up videos, because I'm not doing as many of them because I do these, sometimes they're 2 to 3 hour long shows. Okay. Shoot, we're rounding to a 2-hour show tonight. I don't have really a whole lot of time to do a lot of these pop-up videos, but I still want to be able to give you guys those pop-up videos as best and as much as I can throughout the week. So I'm trying to use those pop-up videos for those smaller pieces, those smaller articles, or those smaller subject matters. So if you do appreciate that and you want to hear my take on certain things that are going on in the news, please go and check out those videos like the one I just recently posted, okay? All right, but let me get this too. Thank you, Ash, for gifting 1 membership. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ash. Welcome to the family, the new person, whoever that is. I appreciate it. Seriously, it really does mean a lot. Okay. But guys, I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really does mean a lot. But that is the show. It is time to wrap it up. Okay. Sorry, phone lines are down. Okay. Speak on it is over. Okay. You're going to have to wait for another time, unfortunately. I'm sorry, guys. All right. It's been a long day. This was a long night, and we got more stories and hopefully more justice coming our way tomorrow. Okay. Caleb Harris. I don't know much about the Caleb Harris story. So this is the first time me seeing the name, but I'll take a look at it and see what the story is. Seriously. I'll write that down right now. Caleb Harris. Okay. Done. Written down. I'll take a look. Promise you guys I'll take a look at it. And if I can squeeze it in, I will squeeze that story in. Okay. But I appreciate you guys for being on. You guys are amazing. Man, the love has been absolutely real. I feel it. Seriously, it means a lot. Do me a favor. She shared it. Okay, I'll take a look. Real talk. I promise. Okay, I'll take a look at it for sure. I'll take a look. But do me a favor, guys, okay, for this story and for the sake of getting Sebastian home as quickly as possible, please be sure to hit that like button down below, okay? Please and thank you. Before you head off, hit that like button down below. Let's get it to 1.5K likes on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, please be sure to hit that reaction button. If you're watching on X, please react, hit that like, follow me on X if you're not doing that yet. The Pascal Show, one word, okay? Please go follow me on X. That would really, really mean a lot. I'm trying to get to 5,000 followers on X. It's been a long journey, but it'd be really cool if we can get that before the end of the week. We're almost there. We're very close. So please follow over there. Go follow me on Instagram as well. I'm posting a lot of different things on Instagram as well, okay? So please go check that out. And TikTok, okay? The Pascal Show, one word. All right? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done that yet on YouTube. Hit that follow button on my Facebook page, please, and thank you. You guys are awesome. You guys are seriously, seriously awesome. I appreciate all y'all. Real talk. It means the world. Man. These conversations have been amazing, and we got more amazing conversations coming up tomorrow. Let's get him home. Let's get Sebastian home, okay? Anyway, guys, and Riley. Let's not forget Riley, okay? And let's get some justice for Madeline Soto as well, okay? And you know what? Nicole Blackstock, I love the call-ins, Pascal. I'm trying to get them in there. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we're going to be working on some different types of call-ins. So get ready for it. It's coming. It's not happening right now, but it's happening very soon. Get ready for it. It's going to be something you don't want to miss. I promise you that. Okay? Anyway, guys, it is time to get going. Much love to you guys. Have a great rest of your night. Get some rest. I know I need to go and do that myself, so I'm about to shut it down. Much love to you guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. This is the Pascal Show. Have a good night, guys. Bye.